I got Adam Michalesko here joining me now. You might have read about him in my Tri-City Valley Cats blog. We met at the tryout there. What's going on, man?
Hey Ben, how you doing, dude? And I'm proud that I know you asked me how to properly say the last name, but a lot of people still screwed up after asking, so you're good.
I had to practice a few times, so I got it right when we started recording. Uh, you are playing in the Empire League now, yeah?
Yeah, that's where I got after that tryout of the Valley Cats. From what it was Coach Joe Gannon, that's his name. Very cool guy.
Yeah.
He took me aside and was like, "Listen, I want to stick you here just because you're young. You do well there. You're gonna get called up right away." And so yeah, it's been a process. It's been cool to see this as my first professional year, just like kind of learning the ins and outs now, like developing myself.
Yeah, first year in pro ball, real learning experience there. So
Mhm.
so we'll start at the beginning. Start with the Valley Catch tryout, right?
Yeah,
How did you find out about the Valley Catch tryout? How did you prepare for that? How was your
man, it was
experience there?
yeah, it was crazy, dude. Like I'm trying to so it was last. I mean, I'm gonna date it back to during COVID year. I mean, I graduated from Penn State with broadcast journalism, so the goal was to be on TV and in sports entertainment. But like, I never gave up baseball. I didn't care. Like I know I'm good enough, and like it was just a process. And then when COVID happened, screwed up a lot of opportunities for my degree. And I knew that I was never going to go on baseball. Like if I had a job, I was going to find a way to try to do baseball, like still play and see what happens because we're still so young. But yeah, last summer, ended up pitching in this adult league at State College. Had some good talent on there just because I believe we were like the first league to open up in the country. I don't want to tell. I mean, don't quote me on that, but that's what I was told at one point. But I mean, we brought in really good talent, like draft prospects, some D1 guys and whatnot. It was cool, and so I pitched against them, did really well. We won the championship. And then I got some, buzz on my name. I felt like some talking, there was a guy who I know, and he was a scout and I didn't know that up until he talked to me about it. But like, not saying like, he was interested in signing me or anything, just, was telling me some cool stuff. And like, and really enjoys watching me pitch and got some comments. So I was like, shit, I was like, this is a good opportunity. I was like, let's keep rolling with it. So, after last summer, really never stopped. I was, going a little all year. And then I found this, I was just doing some research to see how I could properly like train my arm, for whatever season was coming up this fall or this summer. And I started in December. I found this 8-week program online. I think with Alan Yeager, Jaeger bands.
Uh-huh.
I think he designed that. And yeah, 8 weeks straight, just kept throwing like pretty much every day. And I felt like this was the most ready I've ever felt. I know my speed went up. I was like, shit. I was like, I'm doing this on my own. Like I knew I needed some help, like, to try to get harder, but I was like, I'm doing it right now. So it worked. And then, I was debating or trying to figure out what I should do. And then I was back home, my mentor back home that I talked to outside of baseball. I was telling him it was one of my friends. He plays in the independent baseball, like Frontier, and I think he's in the Atlantic League now. But he told me about this trial cut for the Valley Cats, Tri-City Valley Cats, and I was like interested. I thought it was in Ohio at first. I like misread this whole thing, so I was like, I'm going to Ohio, I'm going to do it. And then I was debating on whether I was going to do it or not. And then give me one more year, I'll be ready. And my mentor was like, dude, just do it. He was like, you have no, what's the worst they're going to say no? And I was like, you're right. So did it, performed very well. I mean, you remember that day? That was insane that day. Like, I didn't know the whole process going into that. So the tryout, I don't even know how many pitchers there were, but I know there was a lot. And
Yeah.
they told us to warm up right away. And so like you just said, before we went on that, it takes you like an hour and a half to warm up. So that's exactly what I did.
Yep.
And we did my whole routine and I'm long tossing. Everyone's waiting for their turn. I'm the last guy throwing. And then, 2-3 hours later, it was like,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, now keep going.
I think I wrote in the blog actually about how you had been sitting there cold for about 2 hours.
That was insane.
Um,
Like, so I was warm at that point. I was so warm going like
mhm.
after I was finished, and then 2-3 hours, I was like, shit, how do I get like ready again? Like, it blew my mind. And then that Willie, I forget his last name, that he was with the Orioles organization. I found that
Yeah.
out after, but he pitched a little earlier, and then I was talking to him and he was giving me some, help me out with like, just little things to warm up. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to try my best. And then my friend Jake LaFountain, he was 2 pitchers previous to me. He's on my team in this league. It was so
Really?
like, and he's 19. He's freaking awesome. Like it was so funny. Like, cause he was asked to stay or after we pitched, we both did very well. And, the coach asked us to stay. There was like 5 guys asked to stay. And, yeah, Jay, and I don't know. He told me specifically, what I just said, that he told me to go to the Empire League, and then you do good, you're gonna get called up right away. And I mean, I don't know if he's kept his eye on me or what, but Jake's been in my league, and I met him here again when we came out for the spring training part of this, and yeah, he's a great guy. Like I'm so happy for Jake. So I was happy to meet a good friend, and now we're close. So. Yeah, now I'm here.
That's fantastic. That's one of like the good things about those events, right? Is like, even if you don't get a contract with the Valley Cats that day, like they're setting you up with connections and you're networking. I mean, I wasn't in the tryout. I was there covering the tryout, and we're sitting here talking on a podcast now.
Seriously,
just because we crossed paths and started talking to each other.
You never know who you're going to meet. That's my mindset on everything. Like that's why I would say show respect to everyone, because you never know who that person is. Like, remember Dan, the older gentleman? That thing.
Yeah.
I still have to get him on the podcast. I think you were too, but
I got his email. I got to hit him up still.
Yeah. I messaged him a couple of times. It's just when baseball happened, it got really, really crazy.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's been an interesting process so far. I mean, I've been happy to meet people, like learning, more and more about the game.
Yeah. So the Valley Cats tryout was the beginning of May. And the Empire League tryout was what, the start of June, like the second week?
Yeah. So right after the Valley Cats tryout, went back to that adult league because I was ready to pitch, and my dumbass decided, I don't know if we're allowed to curse, so sorry about that.
Go for it.
I was like, I'm going to go in there in a pitch count. I'm going to be smart about this. I went in there probably throwing, mid-high 80s. Probably, I would say, I'm not going to over exaggerate, probably like 86. I would say 87. Because that's where I'm at right now. But as a lefty
side, from the left side,
very good, right? And I guess what am I trying to say? Oh, so I pitched in this adult league game, and I ended up like it was. I considered it a no hitter. It was a no hitter. It was. I mean, it was only 7-inning game, but there was, I don't know, and I believe they did mark it an error, because there was the only thing that I potentially gave up as a hit was a big blooper to second, and I think I know the guy dropped it, or someone called each other off, and they just kind of looked at it, and I think they felt bad. I don't know if they marked that as an error or not.
Oh, man.
I'm calling it a no hitter. I know I had 14 strikeouts that day, 4 walks, no, 12 to 14. Yeah, it was around there, and then 4 walks, and then I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is a great start. But I also pitched 90 pitches, and I took myself out of the game because I was like, I'm getting a little tired now, and I was dumb of me to have done that, because I only should have been realistically on a 50-60 pitch count, but I was just in the zone. I was like, I didn't want to take myself out of the game.
Right. When you're feeling it, you never want to come out then.
No, you're right. But then, after that, I know I gave myself a little a week break just to relax my arm then, and then got right back into it. And then that spring training / trial thing, I thought we got invited to it, but I thought it was already guaranteed we were on, but I still don't know if that was true or not. But I mean, I performed decent there. I wouldn't say it was my best stuff, but because that spring training was interesting too. It was almost like a Valley Catch tryout, like, waiting process. There you are.
I lost you there for a second.
Did it? Yeah. What part did it cut off at?
Last thing I heard was how it was kind of like the Valley Catch tryout with the waiting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we were supposed to get there for 2, got there for 2. And then I noticed that the hitters were still going on, because it was some, I think the PBR pro baseball, whatever, or like prep baseball, whatever they're called. They do.
Yeah.
They're the high school college thing or whatever. And so they were there, but I noticed that they were still going a little later. So they said that, start getting ready around like 2:33ish. And I was like, all right. So I know it was like around 2:30, 2:45. I started getting ready, and then I'm noticing that it's still taking forever. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, here comes this situation again. And then they're giving out numbers on when we're going to be pitching. Cause I think there was like only like 30, I think there was 37 pitchers to have pitched here.
Really? How many guys total would you say there were?
Probably about 150, 200.
And that's to fill how many teams?
So this usually I think there's 6 or 7 teams in this league, but because of COVID, there were some states who couldn't guarantee them, areas. So there's only 4 teams right now in this league.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and there's not that, I mean, so I don't know if every pitcher made it. I think a couple got cut. But I mean, so I don't know if that was a big win on making it or not. I mean, I would take it as all right, but yeah, when I did it, I know it was like, so I got ready an hour and a half, and then it took my hour and a half, and then they weren't even near ready yet. It was like 4 hours later, I finally got warmed up again and like went in the throw. So like, that I was like, geez, my arm is like tired. Like I've been trying to loosen up, and it was crazy. So I didn't even pitch my best that day. I felt like I felt like ever since that day I pitched that no hitter, I haven't even pitched good up in like I think it was my best day just because my arm was healthy. Like my arm was like like not tired, like just throwing a lot then.
You're really
so
good then.
Yeah, but I mean that's how that went. Found out I made it. I was like, sweet, let's go, and yeah, now we're here.
So after the spring training tryout, they had a draft, right? Is that how that works?
They was supposed to be a draft, but from what I'm understanding about it, is that it was kind of like I guess throughout the whole thing, these coaches were already like kind of deciding who were on teams. So the last day they were, it was kind of like anxious, like nerve wracking. Cause I mean, I didn't know about this league, and they were like, yeah, they were like, well, you'll know tomorrow if you made a team or not, blah, blah, blah. And they had like your reports on like the side of like the dugout or whatever. And then, my Jake actually happened to check the website, and he was like, "Oh, my name's on here," and I was like, "Sweet, that means we made it." And you're like, "Yeah," and so I was like, "Shit, that was nerve wracking," because like we didn't know anything, we didn't hear anything, we didn't know what was going on, but all I was told was we were on the roster. I was like, "All right, we're here."
Yeah, as long as you make it at the end of the day, right? Who cares?
Oh my gosh, that shit was like crazy. I was like, I hate that stuff. Like I love pressure and everything, but that's just a whole different atmosphere. Like,
right.
I mean, that's my first shot at professional,
Yeah. So Plattsburgh Thunderbirds, is that what you're on?
Yeah, that's where we're at right now. So yeah, it's been it's been a like interesting situation, I'll say.
So what is life as an Empire League player like? Like,
oh my god,
it's not the Frontier League, it's not the Atlantic League. You're not getting a big monthly stipend. Do you guys get anything?
Well, we were from what I mean. I'm not trying to bash this league, but from what I was told, I went online. I saw that we were supposed to, and I know a lot of guys had anticipated that, but I don't know. I'm assuming it's probably because of COVID or something that they don't have much money in. But I mean, I know we have not gotten paid yet, which is it's hard. Because I ended up finding like as soon as I kind of like was trying to understand maybe we weren't going to get paid, I found a part-time job out here in the mornings. A really good guy I met. His name's Randy. Really nice guy. So I work in the mornings and I make good cash. So it's not like I'm stressing on money. But yeah, we haven't got any stipends yet or anything. And then I know living situation was weird at first for some guys. They were they were staying at this thing called the KFC or the compound at Tupper Lake. And then, but some people, for Plattsburgh, since we're an hour from there, I know they were actively looking for a place to live down here for some guys. So me and my friend Corey Howard, he you don't know him. He's a really good guy. He's 25. He's a left-handed pitcher as well. He just started pitching actually, because he was a hitter in college, big D1 hitter. And switched to pitching. But I roomed with him one day. We got an Airbnb after that spring training thing, and then the next day was our game. So we went to Plattsburgh, and we're like, shit, we can't be spending money on this stuff, like places to live. And then luckily, I met this guy named Josh, literally our age, 23, and well, of course 25, but anyway. But yeah, 23, and he's at the game, in Plattsburgh, and he was like, "Yeah, if anyone needs a place to, stay," and me and Corey were like, "Oh my gosh, like yes,
that's great. That's so clutch."
He let us live there. He was like, "We're like, I'm still here. He's letting us chill here for free." And I mean, to show my gratitude, and I clean up and I do everything because like, I mean, I can't be more appreciative. Like his mom, like I'd say I just made a big family out here, essentially. Like Josh and his family, like his mom is like, I call her my second mom out here. Like she's been helping me out so much. Like, I can't be more grateful for that. And then I know the other guys on my team, the owners eventually found them a spot right down the road from me. So they chill there.
Cool.
But yeah, it's been an interesting process, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised because you guys play at the SUNY Plattsburgh field, right?
No, we don't even play at that college. We play at it's like 3 minutes right from this house where I'm at right now. It's this old park that has a lot of history to it. Like a lot of Yankees guys actually played here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the whole field's it's like made it's supposed to replicate from the single A or original Yankee Stadium or whatever.
Oh, really? You know what the field's called?
No, I really don't, to be honest.
I'll have to look it
it's
up.
in Lion Mountain. That's all I know. It's in Lion Mountain near Plattsburgh, New York, or in Plattsburgh, New York. But yeah, I mean, the field's beautiful. It's a really nice field. I know the mound is it's like a flat ground almost. Like it's not like a big professional mound. The best mound here is in Tupper Lake. They make that like super official professional. Here it's like, so it's a little harder to pitch off, and you're not going to get all your velocity there because it's essentially a flat ground. But I mean, it's still a really beautiful field. Like I don't mind it there.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking because I saw on the website that they at least used to play at the SUNY Plattsburgh field. I was a little surprised that maybe they didn't set you guys up in the dorms there for the summer.
That's what we
that would have been like a great summer housing option there, having the state college right there to set you guys up there. I'm sure they probably did do that in past years, but just as a COVID thing, I'm sure they couldn't do that.
I know something because of COVID, they were having issues with like living situations.
Yeah, because people are reluctant to take in, host families are reluctant to take guys in.
Right.
It kind of messes everything up. It's good that you found one though.
Yeah, I mean, Josh couldn't have been a better person to meet. Like, we just celebrated his brother's birthday, which is he's not little. I mean, he's 20 now, but yeah,
little compared to us, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was interesting to say the least. And then, I mean, I get with the money situation because the umpires, they take a big chunk of that cash, but so I know it's probably a harder money issue right now going on, but I mean. The way I look at this situation, like I'm not mad at anything. I'm sure some people get annoyed by it, but the way I look at it is because my cousin used to play in the hockey. Like he played a couple games with the Rangers. Yeah, and I talked to him about some of this stuff, like getting his mindset, and he was like, "Dude, this is essentially paying your dues." And I was like, "Yeah, I like that idea." Like, so it's like my whole life. I had to work for everything. I mean, like, I didn't get anything handed to me, nor did I want it. And I love working hard for what I have. So I look at this as paying my dues, and I'm doing, it's an interesting situation, but you make it work. And then when you keep moving up, it only gets better from that point on.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the grind of being a professional baseball player. We look at minor leaguers, even at the AA level, they're still not getting like housing provided. Right. And they're still not getting properly cared for. So like, you're going to have to deal with it when you get there. So,
like look at Juan Soto. I just saw a thing from him. He said like he was sleeping on an air mattress in AA and the coach was like, "We can't have you sleep there. You need to sleep on a bed." And he's like, "I'll be out of here soon." And 7 days later he got called up. But that's how it is. Like it's a grind, but I mean, it's paying your dues. And I love the fact that you have to do that. Cause like nothing should be handed to anybody. You have to work for it.
Right. I mean, if you're going to be a Major League Baseball player, you got to be the best in the world. And to be the best in the world, you got to grind for a long time, right?
Exactly. That's how it is for any sports. That's why I don't care about it. It's an interesting experience and I love it because
and not everybody is cut out for that. Not everybody can handle that. But when you just love baseball, man, it's, getting to extend that baseball career beyond your last day of college baseball is just, it's so worth it, right?
Right. And I know you're going to, you want to do this too, and you're going to like, but like, it's a different mindset. So, I mean, it's very nice. Like I can't complain.
Yeah. So Empire League this summer, what's the plans moving forward? Next summer, what are you looking to do this off season? What are you going to do to get there?
So like I said, before we went on, I met like the way I look at it is pay my dues. And then I met some good guys down here who that baseball performance center in New Jersey. That's where Mike Adams, he famously got signed this past January to the single A for the Phillies. I think he was in high A at 26, like literally didn't have any professional experience before this. I know he was a scout for a little bit, but I tried to get him actually on my podcast, but he didn't answer that yet. But he after what I'm trying to say is he just got called up to like AAA. So like at 26 went from the high A to AAA like immediately because he throws like 97, 98. Mm-hmm. But like he created this center out in New Jersey called Baseball Performance Center. I actually met like Chase Petty, who just got drafted. I know he works out there. Yep. And then my two friends on the team, they work out there, and they hooked me up with like, going out there. So I mean, my mindset right now is as soon as the season ends, I'll probably take like, I don't know if I'll take all of August off. No, I won't take all of August off. Probably like a week.
Right.
Like, rest. Yeah, just no throwing again. But like I'll still work out and whatnot, get bigger and whatnot. I mean, the goal is to get bigger. I want to hit 210. I don't know how that's possible because I'm 195 now. So I'll be, but I want to get there. I have a trainer, a physical therapist / trainer. I met her when I was at Penn State Hazleton, and then Penn State, I communicated with her, while I was up there. And then we always stay in contact. So I have her. She's gonna, we're going through a plan for me to, get stronger and better, and prevent injuries. And then I have my cousin's a certified yoga instructor, so she helps me with the getting flexibility.
Yeah,
and
flexibility is huge.
Yeah, and like mindset training, like not to overthinking it, get crazy about any situation. And then so yeah, I'm doing that stuff. I want to go out to that performance center because I know like at my height, I'm 6 foot 195. I should be throwing, I could definitely be hitting over 90 right now. There's something in the mechanics that I'm clearly not doing right. I've been working every outing so far I've had out here. It's definitely not smart because it's probably not helping me at all, but I like it because I'm developing myself. I've been having new mechanics like every time, like just seeing what works and what doesn't work. Right. Because at that trial, I mean, I don't know if you remember, I had like pretty weird, funky mechanics. Like, it was something I tried out, and then now I'm learning some new stuff. I like learning a hip hinge. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. That helps out a lot. Yeah. So when I do this off season, go there. I mean, the goal, like I said, is I know it's a pretty crazy goal, but the goal is to hit 90, 93 consistently. Like from this point on, I want to be known as baseball's most efficient pitcher. Like that's my mindset. Like I don't care how I'm going to get it. I don't like the goal is to get there. And, Greg Maddux, did it with throwing slow, but I mean, I want to throw like decent and work my ass off. So if, my mindset is I won't be here next year. I don't want to be here next year. I want to keep advancing. I mean, that's the goal here. They want to get you out as quick as possible. So, if I can, I want to get hopefully signed next year. I don't know how that's possible. If I do throw 993, I'll be 24 by that point. I think it's a very good shot if I prove I can throw strikes, and consistently, and everything is an out pitch. I have 4 or 5 pitches that I have that are all really good pitches. But who knows? But I mean, if I have to, pitch in the Frontier or Atlantic or somewhere like for an outing or whatever, or however long, I'll do that too. I mean, the goal is I keep moving up. Like I don't want to take a step down. I want to, keep moving up because that's my mindset with all that.
I'll say this. It sounds like before this season, you were kind of, you said you were working on your own. You did a 8-week throwing program that you just found, and now it sounds like you got a good team around you. You got your yoga person, you got your trainer, you got your guys in that facility. And, maybe, so far it hasn't clicked beyond the 86, 87. Once you get that team going for you, man, that's going to make a difference. That's going to be a total difference maker for you. And that might be that little click that you need, to get up to that 90, 93. I wouldn't say it's crazy, man. I don't think that's an unrealistic goal. I think that with the team that you got and the work ethic that you got, I fully expect to see it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And I don't know. I mean, who knows I don't know how that's, how it's possible, because I don't know how many miles per hour you can gain in a year. I know it's probably not that much, like 3 to 5, but my mindset is I don't care what anyone has done in the past. Like I'm creating my own road. So I don't give a shit. Like I'm going to do it. Like I'll be the first one to prove I can, gain 10 miles an hour, and they'd be like, oh my gosh. I mean, but like, that's my mindset. Like go big or go home almost. But like, yeah, I mean, that's the journey I do. I mean, You're right. I mean, from this year to, I mean, it's cool to put that in perspective from last year to this year, like, creating more of a team, like my entourage, like who's in my entourage.
Yeah.
If I'm like that show Entourage, that's ever since I seen that show, I was like, how the hell, like, who's my entourage?
I need
So
one.
yeah, you need, like, it's like the coolest thing. I legit made a vision board 2 years ago. And like all these things I want to accomplish. And, I mean, obviously baseball's up there. Like that's my mindset all the time. And, so I do all that, and I do have on there who is my entourage. So I've been building that slowly, but it's been cool. So I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the next year. So that's what I like to think of, and just keep going for it. Because I mean, look, I mean, and also outside of baseball, it's not like I don't do anything else. Like I know there's people who just don't do anything else, but like I got my own brand. Like I'll have you on my podcast because I love it.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I love it.
You're wearing the Out on a Limb shirt right now.
Oh, dude, you gotta get your own brand shirts. My mindset is, why the hell am I reference someone else's brand? I gotta rep my own brand.
You can be a walking billboard.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Every article of clothing I have, I want it to be out on a limb. That's my mindset. And
we just got CSMN shirts like 2 weeks ago. I gotta get some of the bullpen ones though.
You buy one from me, I'll buy one from you.
All right, we got a deal.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, outside of baseball, you got like, you can't like, I don't know how people do that. Like I know people who did, just go focus on baseball saying I'm going to make it. I mean, it's not, and it's not me saying I'm not going to make it. It's me saying I'm being smart about situations and how I want to, regardless of how baseball went, I always had plans to do other things because my mindset, you have to have six, seven different sources of income to be, financially stable and not worry about money. That's my mindset. So I started the brand last year during COVID because, like I said, with my TV stuff, when I knew that was gonna be hard, I was like, right as COVID started, I was like, shit, I got to do something, keep my face fresh on the camera. Create it out on a limb. And then this past 3 months, I released my brand shirts and my hat is up there. But it's a podcast vlog, and then we got the shirts now, and they're really comfy. I don't know what your quality is, but you got to look for the most quality. People love quality, and I know all these other YouTubers and shit that have like 100% cotton and stuff, and I'm like,
the straight cotton doesn't work for
how do you like? They just do that because it's cheaper and less money. People are gonna buy it, which pisses me off. Like when you rep my stuff, I want you to wear it knowing that you're gonna be comfortable in it. You know what I mean? And it has a good message behind it. That makes you
want to wear it. That makes you want to
wear it.
Rep.
And I'm going to say this on here because I got to expose it everywhere. Inside my sleeve, every drop I have is a hidden message. Every one of my shirts. This year, my first ever theme is normal sucks, be different. That's my theme.
That's awesome. I love
it. And it's hidden in my shirt. And every year there's going to be a new unique saying, and it's going to be the theme for that year's clothing. Next year, I have the next 7 years lined up already. Like I love
it. You're planning way ahead, huh?
I like, this is like I love this shit. It's like, I just started talking to the lady who does my stuff. They're a local company in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, called Futuristic Innovative Graphic Designs. I just gave them a shout out because they're so nice to me and helped me out. They made my website for me to help me out with that. But a girl named Ashley helped me with all this stuff. And they said that's the first time they ever seen something like that. So the reason why I said on your podcast is I want to get it out there because you can't patent it. I looked into that idea, but but I want everyone, when you start seeing on other people's shirts, you're going to see it came from me, and that's my mindset.
Go ahead and drop the website name right now. What is it?
It's shop.outOnALimbOfficial.com. It's a longer name. And then the main website is outOnALimbOfficial.com. The reason why it's longer is because when I went to GoDaddy to go purchase outonalimb.com, it was $40K plus $17 per month.
Wow.
And then with outonalimofficial.com, it was $1. So
yeah, I was like, I'll take the $1 over that.
Like the only reason why I ever thought about doing that is because Donald Trump, I heard a story about him back in the day. Because people buy websites in hopes that
they flip the domain names like that.
Exactly, like it's smart, but someone bought Donald Trump thinking he'd eventually have a website, and so when he went to go do it, DonaldTrump.com was going to be a lot of money, so he put real Donald Trump, and screw that guy.
Yeah, that's what you got to do if somebody's going to try and block you for your name. I remember when what was it, like a year ago, the NHL announced a new team in Seattle. and immediately people were hopping on Twitter and taking at Seattle Krakens as the username before they got a chance to. They're like, all right, and then they're tweeting at them. They're like, all right, how much are you gonna pay me for the at?
That's smart. I mean, good for people being proactive like that. That's hilarious.
Because a lot of people are probably thinking it. So if you're the one quick enough to actually get it, good for you. You deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's screw. I mean, shame on the marketing team for not thinking of that prior. Like, and don't even announce the name. Get your shit out there first.
Get your app before you announce it.
Yeah, because now you just lost a lot of money unless they do something different.
Yeah. I think it's really good to hear that you got other things going on though. Cause like even you look at guys in the major leagues, like Randy Dobnak of the Twins, dude was an Uber driver, or John Means from the Orioles threw a no-hitter this year, would have been an all-star if he didn't get hurt. Dude had a LinkedIn page made ready to for if he ever had to leave baseball, like he could have jobs lined up.
You got to be proactive. So, I mean, that's just the one thing. Like, I'm also into real estate. I haven't officially bought like a house yet to, start renting. But like once I'm getting in that process, I have a business that I want done before 30. Out at Penn State, I want to do it. But then I have like, what's the other thing? I want to get into some modeling and acting stuff. And obviously, like I want to be in a Fast and Furious movie before that series ends. 10 or 11, I'm getting in there. I don't care how small of a role it is. As long as my face is on that screen and I got a role in it, that's all that matters. I love that franchise.
Even if you're like extra number 62, at least you're in it.
Yeah, exactly. And like John Cena follows me on Twitter. So like, I'm going to say we're boys. Yeah. I don't know how he does, but he probably just followed a bunch of random guys.
Yeah. Jose Bautista follows me.
Does he? Yeah. He follows me too. Joey.
Yeah. He follows like 16,000 people.
He follows a fuck ton of people. And then what is it? And then obviously my major, like, I work with like ESPN and Fox Sports in the off season. But I'm trying to get in the studio and like work my way up on the TV. Cause I mean, you got to be proactive with that stuff,
Yeah. Having multiple forms of income, passive income. You mentioned the real estate, all that stuff's really big. With all that you're doing, do you have time to follow baseball, watch major league games? That's my major, dude. I have to follow sports. So I follow sports constantly. Everything's on notifications. And then I'll see highlights or I'll watch the games. Always do that. I know you're a Pennsylvania guy. So are you a Phillies or Pirates guy, or a fan of another team?
Philly fan. Yeah. It's funny. I'm sorry. The Eagles, when they were talking about trading Carson Wentz or whatever, I freaked out on Twitter because I was like upset about it. Freaking CBS Philly picked up the article or picked up my tweet and put in their article saying like I'm not a fan anymore, or I don't want to be a fan anymore. And they didn't ask for permission or anything, but I think it's public knowledge, so it's okay. Because but yeah, I tweeted to them and said that it's completely okay now. I'm a fan again. I just needed time to cool down because I like Jalen Hurts. But anyway, keep going.
Well, I just went to Citizens Bank Park for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
No shit. How'd you like it?
It was fantastic. It was beautiful.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, I went and I saw the Padres play the Phillies. I think it was July 2nd or 3rd. I went
with Tatis.
Yeah, Tatis. Manny Machado hit a home run. Bryce Harper hit a home run. Those were probably my two favorite players growing up. So to get to see both of them hit home runs in the same game was exciting. My little brother's obsessed with Gene Segura's walk-up song now. It's like all he listens to because he likes.
Is it a Spanish song?
Yeah, it is. It's called Bote, and he loves it.
But you know what, dude? In this league, there's a lot of guys who got cut from affiliated ball, like rookies. Like it's a lot of guys who signed to Dominican leagues or wherever, like at 16. And so when they went to these facilities, like they're repping all their merch. Like we got my boy Hanley from the Blue Jays. My boy Eli's from the Dodgers. There's Pedro's from the Pirates. There's a couple, everyone's affiliated, but my boy Hanley has a song and it's called Singapore. It's like the coolest beat in the world, and it's a Spanish song.
I bet that's the whole place is rocking when he walks up to the dish.
Everyone jams out to it, but Hanley's the translator because some of them don't speak like a lot of them do like got very well with like speaking decent. Eli doesn't really speak any English, and I have him in one of my vlogs coming up. But I taught him to say "Let's go, baby." So he's like, because he always says "Vamos," but then he goes, "Let's go, baby." I love that kid.
That's awesome. So how you feeling about the Phillies in a division that's fairly wide open? I mean, the Mets are at the top, but besides that, it's been a disappointing division all year. How you feeling? They're poised to be buyers. They've said that they're going to be buyers at the deadlines.
You know what? First off, Phillies, just sign me already, dude. Like these like
they need the pitching help. They need the bullpen.
I know.
Your bullpen in the Empire League's got to be better than the Phillies bullpen.
Like I mean, I've always been a starter, but I mean, look, whatever someone's going to place me, and you know, I get there. I mean, you have to do the job. So I mean, I'm not going to be disappointed by anything, but their bullpen. I'm sorry, good Phillies, but your bullpen is not good. Like it's been like I like Hector Neris on there. Like if we watch this video comes out, you know, when you air it on Sunday, and then you know I get signed to the Phillies, and then the whole Phillies fans are gonna hear this and be like, oh my gosh, you just talk shit on them. But like Hector Neris, like why has he been there that long? Like the guy's always like he has his days here and there. He throws hard, but like he's been there for so long, and he does it, and it's the same shit over and over again. The bullpen is just like very frustrating to watch. Like I saw some tweet today from some Phillies guys saying that like they're going to go on a run in the division. They're supposed to win a division based statistically wise by analytic people. But I mean, look, anything's possible at this point. I mean, we're second place right now. I'm not stressing on it. Noah will get Noah. I mean, he's figuring it out finally. He gets like 10 Ks per. Aaron Noah's a stud. Yeah. He gets like 10 Ks per outing, and Zach Wheeler having a Cy Young type of year. Yeah. And then Zach Eflin, he's bouncing back. It seems like a little bit because I have him on my fantasy team, dropped him, and then my friend picked him up. I'm upset by that, but yeah, I mean the team's great. I mean, I love that whole team. Like, I mean, just everybody. I think that team is very good. The only person they really need to fix is center field. I mean, it's I think it's Odubel right now. Yeah, but like oh, fun fact: my friend Joe Henry on the team from Venezuela. He's cousin with Odubel.
Really?
I'm like, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, but yeah, I mean that's the only thing they, you know, if they ever got a stud, because they tried to bring up Mickey Moniak a couple weeks ago, and Mickey Moniak got drafted the same year I graduated high school, and he was number 1 overall pick, and I saw that at that point, and I was like, why would they sign him? Like, yes, he's a contact hitter, but he's also out of high school. Like, why would you do that? Like he played there for a couple games, and now he's back in the farm or the minor leagues, but like, so I don't know what their plan is there.
Yeah, well, I think that the draft strategy generally has shifted now from that time to really being college bat heavy, whereas like the high school guys aren't going as early on. I saw a graphic with like a breakdown of where like all the players from this year's draft were taken from, and like the number of high school kids was down, the number of college kids was up. So I think that, you know, a lot of front offices agree with me on that point now.
Look, everything's changing, dude. Like I was just talking, like the scout that I know, I talked to him personally one day before I came up here. You know, just I wanted to ask him if that, you know, realistically, like, you know, do it, because he saw me pitch, and I was like, realistically, you know, what do you think? And I was like, he's like, everyone got a shot. You've got to put in the work, go to strikes and whatnot. But I got off topic there. But I said I personally do feel the game's changing a little bit because you've seen 3-4 guys now get hit in the face. Bryce Harper got hit in the face earlier. Like all these guys, you know, everybody goes crazy over freaking fast, you know, velocity. Yep. But you know, if they can't control it, then what's the point of doing it? Like that's just silly to me. And I think the game's changing where it might be in my favor for a guy who's not throwing as hard, but can throw strikes. Even though right now when I get tired, I throw balls. But like, I mean, for the most part, I've been very consistent. It's just, you know, like I said, when I'm tired, but that's just conditioning. I got to figure that out, and I will. But because we're on our own anyway. You're fighting for yourself up here. I mean, you got, you know, I'm learning everything as we go, and this is the most I've ever pitched and you know, back to back or whatever. But anyway, off topic again. But yeah, I mean, I think the game is changing a little bit where, you know, you're going to see probably slow pitching. I hate shifts. I don't know why teams do shifts. I hate that stuff. I get it for some players, but like majority, like just play normal. And then
they were shifting in the All-Star game in the first inning of the All-Star game.
Like, what the hell is that shit? You saw that?
It's an exhibition game. Leave it alone.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. And he got out because of it. It was
it would have been right in the 3-4 hole there.
Yeah, and like it's ridiculous. So shifting is, I don't know, like, but I do think the game is switching a little bit. I think home runs, in my opinion, even though it looks like it's still being consistent, even though MLB said they stopped juicing the balls or whatever, even though they denied it at first and then they kind of already accepted that they did do it and fixed it. But I think you're eventually going to see it go back to small ball a little bit, which I would like to see too. I like, you know, hit and runs, bunting, like do like fun stuff. Like I know I get it's a business, everything revolves around money and whatnot, but like make, you know, true baseball fans will get it. And that's interesting to me.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that they make all these rule changes to try and like attract a new audience, but it alienates the current audience. It alienates the people who just love baseball to try and go grab some NBA fans to watch some baseball games. Like, I don't know. That's not the right approach to me.
It's silly. And then, I mean, you got like the home run derby, which I hated that they changed it from 10 outs to the time stuff. But
I've got some thoughts on the home run derby that are also going to be in this episode. If you feel that way, I think you might like.
Well, yeah, but because they should bring it back to that. But I mean, and then I do think they juiced the baseball 100%. But I mean, Pete Alonso killed it. You can't. But like, I think next year it's going to be. I think I'm going to say I'm calling it on this podcast right now. Next year will be the most watched home run derby ever because Pete Alonso, after that, his press conference said that he's the best power hitter on the planet. So you're going to see the likes of Aaron Judge and probably like Bryce Harper, Stanton, Vlad Guerrero, like every power hitter that's top notch right now. You're going to see those guys try to compete that next year. And that's going to be interesting.
I think I'll just share my idea right now with you then. It seems like we're on the same page. So here's what I want to see. All right. I want to see the dudes won back-to-back years. I want to see next year get hyped up as like a king of the court, come challenge the champ. 8 guys get to challenge the champ. Come get this trophy. I'm the champ. I'm the best at this. I was born for this. Come get it. That's what's going to get Stanton in there. That's what's going to get Judge in there.
That's what's going to get the big names. I mean, you saw what Judge did when he
make it like the way that you come and get the champ.
You saw what Judge did when he performed. Dude hit every freaking ball out. Like it was insane.
Yeah, it's like it's the most marketable event in baseball. I think you can have so much fun with it.
It's better than the Pro Bowl because the Pro Bowl stopped doing their cool competitions and they went to really stupid, dumb idea competitions. It's better than the NBA All-Star competition besides the three-pointer. Three-pointer is the only thing interesting because dunks they don't do right anymore and it's just annoying. So I mean, it's the best skills. And then NHL. I mean, NHL is just lower level. A lot of people watch as much as those. But I mean, those competitions are pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's such a marketable event where you make that World Series trophy like a UFC belt where you got a champion and the champion does it. Let's say Aaron Judge does it and dethrones Alonso next year. Then year after that, 8 guys get to challenge Aaron Judge for the title. And you do that like year after year, and that's how you're gonna get your power hitter
viewers.
You make it mean something. And you know what? They give $1 million right now to the winner. Some certain guys don't care about $1 million. For Giancarlo Stanton, he's gonna he drops $1 million on the street, he doesn't care. They can't do $1 million to the winner, $1 million to a charity of their choice. That'll get because you get to give money to a cause if you win. You're fighting even if the million doesn't mean something to you.
Exactly. Oh, and I'm gonna go really off topic here really quick because you mentioned charity. There's a brand that called Action Over Words that I'm collabing with. I met him in that from Futuristic because I saw his stuff being made when I went to go watch my shirts being made. And I saw his stuff and I love the message. We're collabing on a hoodie coming out in September. I'm going to get the local news involved. I'm getting it on my podcast and blog. I'm going to spread it a lot, but it's a collab hoodie. It's going to be really sick. We're in talks of making it and figuring it out now. And then we're figuring out the charity right now currently as well. But all the proceeds will be going to charity from that hoodie. So I'm expecting that to get really big.
When you drop that, let me know and we'll get it out on all our social medias too. That's awesome.
Oh, I appreciate it. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
We'll get that out everywhere for you.
Yeah, we'll collab on something for the possibly down the line too.
Definitely, we should. Yeah,
but yeah, sorry, I got off topic quickly.
No, you're good. I love that. Definitely, I enjoy that you plugged that actually because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I would love to do stuff like that ourselves here when we get a little bigger audience.
Right. I mean, look, the way my mindset is, I want to be not like Conor McGregor didn't get big until 24, 25, and now he's multi-gazillionaire, a millionaire. But like my mindset is like, yes, fame is cool and everything, but I want to be a name in this world, like like household name for the right reasons though. And I did everything the right way. And like, I want to serve as like a role model and inspiration, like help people and give back. Like, and like, like I love baseball and then my brand stuff all pop off. And like, when you see, how the Rock's well known or any, the Undertaker, or, I mean, freaking Barry Bonds, anything. Like I want that type of name, but I want it to be for the right reasons and help people,
Right.
because I think that's the coolest thing to give back. Like I legit have a list of people to give back to in my life. And it's always growing. Like Josh and him and his family is on there,
Right.
but like I always want to give back because we don't want to ever like forget the people who helped you.
Yeah. And, in the end, having that mindset and having that approach is only going to help you too. It's only going to make you more likable. It's only going to make your brand more likable. It's going to make people want to support your brand when they see you doing good things with what comes from that brand. So, yeah, that's the way to go. That's the model right there.
Yeah. You don't want to take stuff for granted. I think a lot of people do take that for granted nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so YouTube, you have your stuff on, right?
It's on YouTube, Spotify app, anything streaming side you can think. It's Out on a Limb Adam Michalesko. So if you type on YouTube, Out on a Limb or Out on a Limb space Adam, like so Out on a Limb Adam, just type that in. It'll pop first string. It's the tree logo. So
cool. Okay, so Out on a Limb Adam. That's what you got to look up
on YouTube, Instagram, OOAL_AM. Like just look up Adam Michalesko. I have everything tagged in my profile.
Yeah, and we're gonna have you tagged in everything that goes out with this post too.
And I'll be posting everything back.
Yeah, we'll have you tagged on all that. I thought so for like the first couple weeks of doing this show, like if you looked up like Call to the Bullpen on Google, other stuff would come up. And then it got to the point where we were posting enough where one day I looked up Call to the Bullpen and I was like the top 5 things.
That's freaking awesome.
I was like, oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Now I felt like I made it then.
You're going to make it. I mean, that's how it works. It's cool to see the progression. Like my TikTok or my YouTube short video that I posted the other day of me getting my first professional save.
Yeah, you got a ton of views on that, right?
12,000 views, dude.
Yeah,
and now within the last 28 days, I have 16.6 thousand views. I gained 19 subscribers, so it's only grown. But like, it's insane. Like how it's gonna catch like wildfire. Like once a couple of subscribers come on, it catches like wildfire. It's just the algorithm. That's how they work it.
Yeah. Have you been using TikTok?
I'm getting better with it. I use TikTok, but not consistently. But because I know you need to post like 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 times a day. So my idea is with my podcast that I post and my vlogs that I post, I'll clip some of that and put it on there and just, keep running it like that. The podcasts are, it's just a lot. Like I still have podcasts that I didn't film from, that I filmed from over a year ago. That I still hadn't put on just because like it's so time consuming doing all this shit by yourself. But I enjoy it. I mean, so it'll all work out. Everyone understands. It's my first year doing it all. So it's just,
It's a grind and I'm lucky enough to have, I've got an editor who I send the files to and he does all the editing and we've got
awesome
media guys who do the posts onto social media for us. What's that? Got your audio. All right. I got you back now.
You're good. What did I say? I'm trying to think what I said. Shoot, I forget what I was gonna say.
I was talking about
I said, did you pay your guys?
Yeah, so none of us are making.
In and out again.
Can you hear me? None of us are making any money from this.
Yeah, now I could. Yeah,
we're all just kind of doing it for the love of it to try and build it. So like our editors are guys who also.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we got, I got my podcast. So we got a Yankees podcast. We got a college sports podcast, and we're all just kind of, we edit each other's blogs and we help each other out with all these different things. Just because, we got our own little network here. So that's how we act. We all help each other out with editing and content, and they'll hop on my show and I'll hop on theirs.
Well, you know what? Once it all works out and you guys get paid, it's very rewarding.
Yeah. Well, we monetizing is definitely at some point in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Just growth right now. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this yet, but we just mentioned TikTok. We just made a TikTok account today at Capital Sports MN on TikTok.
I'll follow it. You got to follow me back.
That's where the growth is at right now. So
yes.
So we said,
for that stuff.
We got to do it. We got to hop on TikTok if we're going to grow.
Start doing YouTube shorts too. That stuff is catching like wildfire right now.
Yeah. Well, what is considered a short? How many minutes does it have to be? Or is that like just clips? Is that just like?
Yeah. The YouTube shorts is literally like TikTok, like a couple seconds, I think, per minute as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that our TikToks could definitely end up on YouTube as it's there. But yeah, at Capital Sports MN on TikTok, guys. And then what are you on TikTok?
What am I? Adam Michalesko, and then out on a limb. Probably just out on a limb, Adam again.
So,
Out on a limb.
We keep mentioning your podcast, but like what kind of stuff you talk about on there?
Literally anything, dude.
Anything?
I started. People thought it was just sports at first because everyone knows me for like that's what I've graduated in. But it's literally I find people with awesome stories. And I bring it on. It's guest based podcast. I like it was almost like Logan Paul's like what he described it. Like you just bring on cool people with cool stories and like I have it's just really good connection I made. Like a comedian I had come on. I do segments too. Like I'm going to be doing a trivia. I have a trivia show episode that I'm doing, like a funny one. Make that entertaining. And like I did a Bachelor segment one time, a Bachelor review for a season with 5 guys. That was silly. But yeah, I mean, I bring people with cool stories who come on. And there's like I reach out to some people. I have some music people I'm trying to get on as well. Like there was one girl, she got really popular on TikTok for one video. But I haven't heard from her recently, and so she probably doesn't do it anymore. But she was like 18 during COVID, sold everything apparently, and left her family's house and just moved to Hawaii by herself. And she was going to come on. She was going to come on my podcast, and then she opted out. So God bless her, whoever she's doing. Hopefully she's doing well. But like, there's just if people with cool stories come on. I mean, I like doing that. I gotta make it entertaining because like my podcast probably go hour and a half too, and you gotta make it entertaining because who's gonna want to watch an hour and a half of that? So I break it up to clips and parts, and I'll post a full episode if someone likes to watch that type of stuff. But it just gets more videos and content out there.
Right. Plus, that's just fun to talk to people with cool stories.
I mean, you learn so much. It's meeting new people. Yeah. There's a guy I met. He did. His name's Coffee. Like he was one of my first episodes. He's really sick with editing. He has his own YouTube channel now. It's like pretty big now. But I still talk to him. He's from Canada. He's Japanese, I think. So we're gonna do a collab in Tokyo. We talked about at one point. I wanted. He's a great freaking guy. Look him up. Coffee Liquor. He has sick edits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that we are we're hitting our time here.
Yeah.
Looks like we're coming up on an hour here. That's about how long our episodes are.
I love it.
We got a whole episode under our belt here, but man, I would love to have you back on to talk even more. And I'd love to come on yours. We've talked about me coming on yours.
Yes, you're going to. I have that already scheduled.
We'll definitely get me on there. And we're up against the Barstools and the Fox Sports and all that, trying to
we're better than that. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Our stuff is gonna be big stuff. I don't care what anyone says.
They just got to hear us. That's it. Once they hear us, they're not gonna want to go back to that stuff.
Yeah, like a caller daddy. Like I mean, good for them for what they've done, but like who wants to, like I just get annoyed by hearing that same stuff over and over. Like everyone's just like that's their biggest podcast, I believe. But like I don't know, some of the I mean, good for them. I mean, I respect their businesses. I mean, I love to stay close to those guys. Like they're all cool people. Mm-hmm. But like our stuff is gonna be better. I don't care what anyone says. That's my mindset.
I like to say that we at CSMN are Barstool without the bullshit. We're just we're not here to do all this controversial stuff they do. We're sports fans that want to talk about sports because we love sports. We're Barstool without the BS, and it's up to guys like us with the small podcast trying to make it to help each other grow, and that's what we're doing here, and that's what we're gonna keep doing until we beat them out.
That's all that matters. That will happen. So it just grows with the name. As you grow your name, everything else grows with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give you one last chance to plug the website and the socials real quick. So go ahead and do that.
OutOnTheLimbOfficial.com, shop.OutOnTheLimbOfficial.com, Adam Michalesko and whatever. And then Out on a Limb Adam on pretty much everything, or OOALAM. Like just try a bunch of stuff. But like I said, Instagram, just type in my name. I have my stuff plugged in there, and then my YouTube channels and whatnot.
And you guys have heard this a million times from me, but it is at Capital Sports MN on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok. And CapitalSportsMN.com to find all the latest blogs and podcasts from CSMN. A couple I want you guys to go check out is Kyle Milligan's path forward for the Yankees to the playoffs. He just dropped that blog. I personally don't see a path forward for the Yankees to the playoffs until 2022, nope. But Kyle does, and you should definitely go read up on what that is if you're a Yankees fan. And the other one is from Jimmy Harrigan about some possible deadline moves for the Mets. The Mets and Phillies are going to be going back and forth here with these deadline deals. I think the Mets might go grab a third baseman like Josh Donaldson or Chris Bryant. Philly's going to have to respond there. We'll see what they do. And when they do something, I would like to have you back on to talk about it.
Bro, you can have me on whenever you want. Whenever your co-hosts decide to show up, we'll do that too. And then, like I said, I'll get you guys on too. That'd be cool. Always cool to keep close to people that you met, especially have a good mindset and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep helping each other grow here. So
yes,
that is it for episode 19 of Call to the Bullpen. We will see you guys back here next week for the 20th episode. Kind of a big deal there. That is a big deal. Yeah. So we'll be back with number 20 next week. A quick shout out to Bobby Lane, my editor, and to Kyle Milligan, our founder here. And a massive shout out to you, Adam, for coming on. It was a great time, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate this, dude. That's really cool. This is my second podcast now outside of I did one when I was really early on starting this stuff out. So it was way better interview than that last one just because I got more used to it. So I appreciate it. It was awesome.